So are you tired of getting hit with a bleed for 111,000? Would you rather get hit with that same bleed but only for 70,000? So keep watching, guys, and in just a few, we'll talk about it, and then hopefully we'll get you back out there PvPing and having a lot more fun and not getting bled to death. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills, and today I'm bringing you the video that you guys have been waiting for. I know a lot of you guys are upset with Predator's Mark and how it's so overpowered with the bleed, but today I'm going to be showing you the only way that you can effectively counter it and at least give you a chance to fight back. Now, it won't completely kill the bleed, but it will reduce the damage that it puts on you. As you guys just saw in that video, I was hitting around 20,000 to 30,000 less damage with my bleed, and he was just running different things on his gear set. And then we'll go over that right now, and hopefully this will help you guys against Predator's Mark, one of the deadliest builds we have to date, and definitely the best build for putting out damage in 1.8. So the first thing you guys need to know about Predator's Mark, set bonus for on Predator's Mark is hit 10 shots without switching targets to make the target bleed for 50% of damage already done by those bullets. Now, what really makes this build hit really hard is set bonus 6. You get an improved Predator's Mark, so hitting 10 shots without switching target now applies the Predator Mark's bleed, which makes the target bleed for 50% of the damage already done by those bullets. The Predator's Mark ignores the target's bleed resistance. The damage over time to the target is increased by 15% for every 3,000 stamina and can critically hit the target. When at 9,000 stamina, the damage over time bonus is increased by an additional 120%. That's why this build is so powerful when you stack a bleed and have 9,000 stamina and around 4,000 firearms. I'm going to be releasing this build this week, but for now, I just want to teach you guys how you guys can combat this build and the best way to do that. So I'm going to switch loadouts and go to my Nomad Classified. So we're going to go into the one attribute that's going to help you combat the Predator Mark's bleed. So most of you guys probably have your gear set up like this: health, skill haste, and then your minor attributes for increased kill XP. Well, health should always be rolled on your chest piece, but the second major attribute, that is the attribute that's going to help you against the Predator Mark's bleed. That attribute is exotic damage resilience. Now, Predator's Mark ignores the bleed resistance you have on there. It also, if you're standing in an immune box, it will not take off the bleed. You have to leave the circle of the immune box and go back into the immune box to fight that bleed off. So the only thing that's going to help you against that bleed damage so it doesn't hit as hard is exotic damage resilience. So in that video you saw, my max hit was around 111,000 on a bleed tick. Now, when he put on exotic damage resilience, it went down to almost 70,000 depending on how much exotic damage resilience he was stacking. Now, we randomly stumbled upon this because one of my friends contacted me and said, "Hey Skills, you need to check this out. I think this is the way that you can help reduce the damage on the bleed." So we tested it out on my Predator's Mark Classified gear set, and then he ran 3 different gear sets. One had no exotic damage resilience, one had around 24% exotic damage resilience, and then the other one had around 40% exotic damage resilience. So the first one that had no exotic damage resilience, I was hitting around 111,000 with my bleed ticks. Once he put around 20%, it dropped down to around 80 to 90, and then he got up to 40% exotic damage resilience, and it went down to around 70,000 to 75,000. So just dropping the bleed damage by 30,000 is going to help you guys out a lot. Now, the best way to stack exotic damage resilience on your gear set is on your chest piece, you can stack up to 11%, and also on your mask, you can stack up to 11% exotic damage resilience. Now, that's already 22% exotic damage resilience without having to stack any more exotic damage resilience on your gear. But if you really want to, you can stack another 8% on your knee pads. Your knee pads do stack exotic damage resilience, but I believe that stacking 8% critical hit damage on your knee pads is more beneficial to you. Since you do run low firearms in 1.8, I believe that having this critical hit damage here is a lot better than having the 8% exotic damage resilience. Now on my mask, I usually run 4% critical hit chance here, so I'm at a total of 50% critical hit chance on my SMG, but I felt it was really necessary to remove the 4% critical hit chance, so I'm only at 46% critical hit chance with this SMG build, but I get that extra survivability of 11% exotic damage resilience, and I really recommend you guys to try it out. Now, there's also one other way you can stack exotic damage resilience, and that's through your mods. Right here, I was able to craft firearm mods with 2.5 exotic damage resilience, which is the max exotic damage resilience you can get on a firearms mod. You can also do this for stamina and electronics, whatever kind of mods you need. Now, I'm lucky enough to have the blueprints for firearms, stamina, and electronics, but if you don't, just be on the lookout for when the vendor resets look for those firearm mods or look for those stamina mods that have exotic damage resilience, and that way you can stack it. If you stack that 2.5 exotic damage resilience on all 5 slots of your gear, that's an extra 12.5% exotic damage resilience you can have on your gear set. Now you add that with the 11% exotic damage resilience you have on your chest piece and the 11% exotic damage you have on your mask, that's a total of 34.5% exotic damage resilience. That's almost like running a 5-piece classified final measure. Now that's also another build that would be really good at fighting Predator's Mark. So if we go into my character, you're gonna see my exotic damage resilience is 24%, and that's what you're gonna see at the end of this video. Me PvPing in Skirmish with the Nomad classified gear set with 24% exotic damage resilience. I took off 4% critical hit chance off of a mask, and I'm still hitting pretty good, but I have that extra survivability. For the longest, I knew there had to be something that countered the Predator's Mark bleed. Since it wasn't bleed resistance, I thought it would have been the immune box. Since it wasn't the immune box, I knew there had to be something else, and I guess what they did is they classified the bleed as exotic damage, and that's why when you stack exotic damage resilience on your gear set, it helps you reduce the amount of damage that you get from the bleed. So I hope you guys go back to your gear sets and you start recalibrating and testing this out yourself. So let me know what you think about exotic damage resilience against the bleed in the comment section. And this pretty much wraps up the video, guys. Keep watching the PvP portion of this video and you're just gonna see how the bleed doesn't really affect me as much, and I'm getting hit with it, but I'm still surviving. And usually when you get hit with the hard Predator's Mark, you go down really fast. But for some reason, with just running 24% exotic damage resilience, I felt that was a perfect number. My friend was running around 30% exotic damage resilience, and he said that he really liked it. We were both in Skirmish and we were both doing really good. So if you still have any questions on exotic damage resilience, let me know in the comment section. I just want to say thank you guys for all the support you've been showing me. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're watching the video, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you guys have any questions after watching this video, use the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you don't see me in the dark zone, if you don't see me in Skirmish, if you don't see me grinding, it's only a matter of time. Nothing but skills is out.
And he got me because of the shot.